Hello YouTube and welcome back to the Horror Globe. I'm Falagar here, and the next horror film I thought that I would review. It's one that I got from one of my packages, but I kind of had to open it, and there were two items in there. But I'll still showcase it on my next update, which I want to coincide with my massive shout out. And I picked up quite a few things, so I'm just waiting for some more stuff to come in and a few more pickups that I intend to grab before I do that, as well as a very special prize package that came in from a very great YouTuber and friend of mine here on YouTube. Vinylmation revealed she's a frequent commenter and just a fantastic YouTuber and fantastic friend and girl. Very beautiful, all around. Okay, but anyways, the film I'm reviewing here, and I just saw it last night with our dear pal Brian, is Terror Train. This was brought to us by the folks over at Shout Factory, or Scream Factory, excuse me, which is basically owned by Shout. And I really love this artwork here. I believe this is newly made artwork by, or not by, but uh, newly made artwork for Scream Factory for their Scream Factory releases of these things, like the Funhouse. Of course, this came with the slip, and this is nice. I changed up the artwork to make it different from the slipcase, so I just want to show it to you. I believe this is the original artwork. But here, once again, that's the slipcover artwork, and here is the artwork that I switched it to, Terror Train. See that? And there we go. Okay, so let me just go ahead and put this. Let me put this right here, I guess. Okay, so getting back to Terror Train. Um, this film, I really loved it, and I seen this back in the day as a wee child. Another one of those that helped shape the way that I am today. Um, it opens up with these fraternity group, and I believe they're all college students, and they want to play this practical joke on someone named Kenny Hampson. And there's Jamie Lee Curtis. What was her name? Um, I can't remember Jamie Lee Curtis's name in here for some reason. Okay, well, anyways, so they want to play this joke on Kenny, and basically they want him to think that he's actually gonna get his first fuck. So they lead him up this old house, and in there he hears this woman's voice waiting for him in the bed, and it's Jamie Lee Curtis that's behind the curtains of the bed, behind the bed frame, and saying, "Come on, Kenny, come closer. Don't be scared." Now, Jamie Lee Curtis only knows so much about this joke because what I'm gonna tell you here, very minor spoiler here. But Kenny then approaches this figure that's in the bed. When he puts his hand on the figure, it falls over or falls back down, and it's this rotting corpse of a woman, which I think maybe they got it from maybe from like an autopsy class or something. And it freaks him out. Jamie Lee Curtis does not even know about this, and oh, there we go. A lot of glare there. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, I gotta hold it this way. Okay, and anyways, Kenny freaks out. He jumps on the bed and he starts spinning around in circles, basically, and that scene ends. It jumps to 3 years in the future, and all those students, I guess, they're graduating and they're at the train station about to go on this trip somewhere to celebrate. And there you see this one of the students, known as a clown, dressed up in this Groucho, wearing this Groucho mask, and he's like the class clown, basically, I guess. And it's very fitting that he's wearing a Groucho mask, I guess. And as everyone's boarding the train, they see the comedian guy in the Groucho mask stumbling around with a sword through his stomach. Do y'all think it's a joke and just ignore him? He falls down. And it turns out it was real. And you see someone, you don't know who, pushes the body onto the tracks and takes the mask. Next thing you know, when the train moves, it basically crushes the kid. So that was great. So now you have this killer that you don't know who it is, but I would say that there is a twist. There's kind of like this really weird twist, and I thought it was really ahead of its time for doing that. But anyways, you have this killer now on board wearing this Groucho mask, and it's great because when people see him in this mask, they think that it's really their friend, the comedian, but it's not. And there's some freaky scenes in here, especially when this person, the killer, is dressed. The way it looks, it for some reason it like looks creepy on him, even though I know it's the same mask, or maybe they did something to it to alter it. Once he put it on, but I mean, just look at that face. See it? Where dressed as a conductor, holding the knife. He also dons this mask as well. That one right there. Okay. It's the kills are not too graphic or too gory. Not like some of the more horrific slasher films. Things like in like a Dario Argento film or anything like that, or Lucio Fulci, and some of the stuff like now like Saws and stuff like that. But it's very classy in my opinion, very classic. A lot of off-camera kills, which is perfectly fine. You do see the aftermath, and there's some, you see some of the mutilation. But as of the actual killing and the tearing apart of the corpse, they leave that to the imagination, and I thought that was fine. Okay, so I really love this film. Okay, so let me go ahead and just read the back now. All aboard, if you dare. Take an excursion into terror with Jamie Lee Curtis in this classic shocker from director Roger Spottiswoode. Apparently he directed Tomorrow Never Dies. Tomorrow Never Dies. Yeah, the James Bond film. Wow. It's New Year's Eve, and a group of college co-eds have planned a masquerade bash aboard a charter train. What they didn't plan on was that a knife-wielding psycho would crash the party and begin slaughtering the guests, one by one. Who is the brutal costume killer? Could it be the mysterious magician played by David Copperfield? I forgot to mention that. David Copperfield, a young David Copperfield, in this role, and he was very good at it as a magician, and all practical effects and everything like that. It's great stuff. Could it be the mysterious magician with a talent for swordplay, a former frat pledge with an axe to grind, or any number of other guests, both invited and uninvited? Also starring Academy Award winner Ben Johnson, 1971, supporting actor The Last Picture Show. Hart Bachner, okay, from Die Hard. Okay, Brian actually pointed that out. He recognized him from Die Hard. One of the guys that got killed that was trying to flirt with John McClane's wife. And Dee Dee Winters, a.k.a. Vanity. Really? 52 Pickups. Vanity. Was that her? That singer? Vanity? Really? I can't believe it. I guess it really was her. If you guys know Vanity, she was also in Purple Rain, and she also guest starred in a Friday the 13th episode, where I think it's called The Bobble, was the name of the episode. Okay, so she was in that. Okay, let's get down to the PQ, AQ. And here's the thing: the picture quality was good, and not very good or anything, but it was still good. There are parts where it is a little grainy, but normally grain is a good thing, and it is good because there is still detail to be had. But as of the overall cleanup of the picture, it didn't look like it was completely restored. It was restored maybe to a certain extent, but you could still see some print damage. But for this film, it doesn't bother me at all. I think it just adds to the charm of the film, and it was perfectly fine, and there was still detail to be had, so don't get me wrong on that. Sound quality was just as good, I would have to say. Not the best, but not the worst. Nothing that'll knock your socks off, but there's far worse than that, and definitely better than a DVD release. Okay, so special features here. We have interview with production executive Don Carmody, producer Daniel Grodnick, production designer Glenn Bidewell, and composer John Mills Cocknell. Theatrical trailer, TV spots, and still gallery. A one-way ticket, you'll never forget. So, holy shit, there really isn't. Includes Scream Factory extras, 4 new interviews. Okay, so the thing is it's the interviews that are the special features. So that's kind of cool. So interview with production exec. Okay, so 4 new interviews is the main featurette, which I did not have a chance to look at yet. There doesn't seem to be any kind of making of, but that's okay. This film was in 1980, color and 97 minutes, and like I said, brought to us by the folks over at Scream Factory. Now, I would recommend this film. Highly recommended, in fact, and our dear pal Brian did like it more than the Funhouse, as did I, and I told him that prior to watching this. I said this one I actually enjoy more than Terror Train, and this one I have more nostalgia with than the Funhouse, even though the Funhouse was still fantastic. He gave the Funhouse 3, and he would give Terror Train 3.5. I personally, and I know a lot of folks might think I'm kind of going a little overboard here, but I personally would give this one 4 stars. So Brian would give it 3.5 out of 5. I give this one 4. A very solid, strong, not strong, but just a very even, solid 4 out of 5 stars. Okay. Okay, so it says here, the boys and girls of Sigma Pi. Some will live, some will die. That's fantastic. Okay, so there we go. It's got the DVD and the Blu-ray in here. Very nice. Here's the DVD, and Blu-ray is right there, which is basically the cover of the slip. Okay, I don't want to open it too much because I don't want to misalign the paper insert again. And there we go. I think we're okay. Okay, so there we go. There's my review for Terror Train. I hope you folks enjoyed it, and thank you guys for watching, and farewell.